This podcast is brought to you by Australia's LGBTQIA+ community media organisation, Joy. Keep Joy on air by becoming a member, a subscriber or donate. Head to joy.org.au. Joy, a diverse sound for a diverse community.
Indeed. You are on Saturday Magazine, Joy 94.9, with Macca and Fiona Patton. Our next guest is Adrian D'Mello from BG Private. He's a financial advisor. Welcome. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Great to be here.
Living the dream, are you? You living the dream?
Absolutely.
That's good. We want to chat about aged care planning and some of the changes to the rules. Aged care is an area that governments are now paying more attention to, perhaps not as much as we would like, but we're all going to get old, you know. If we're fortunate enough, we might end up in an aged care facility that cares for us. Yeah. But it's expensive and supply doesn't meet the demand. Yeah. So I wanted...
And you don't want to be rushing it. You want to plan, don't you?
Yeah,
you want to, it's better it's not
so
last minute.
So in terms of planning, what are the things that people really need to think about the most? Because there's a huge financial element to this, isn't there? So let's start off with that.
Absolutely. So, Fiona, you just touched upon a bit of planning. So with care, it all starts from the home. You can actually get assistance at the home. Yeah. Obviously, today's topic, or I guess what I'm prepared to discuss for today's topic, is about residential aged care. This is, after a while, you're not going to be able to receive the support at home or enough support at home. It might need to be 24/7.
Which is a very hard decision for people, isn't it? Having to finally move out of the family home that they've spent decades in.
Exactly. But also the family member. You've lived with this person forever, and now you feel the sense of helplessness that you can't look after them anymore.
Yes, of course.
You've got children coming over. They've gone, Mum and Dad have looked after me, got me where I am, but I can't really come back and help them. So how do we go about getting the best assistance for them?
Because I think today there's been a whole lot of changes to aged care that have come in, and as often what happens with things that governments do, it's become more expensive. But then again, that's a reflection of the demand and the ability and the infrastructure, you know, in this area to meet the demand. Tell us what particularly the financial changes that have come in with regard to aged care.
Yeah. So, correct, some of them are actually coming into effect as of today, the 1st of November. They were pushed forward. They were meant to start from the 1st of July.
Yep.
And I guess one of the overwhelming reasons was, you talk about supply, aged care providers just weren't making enough profit to keep this industry sustainable. And the government wanted to make some changes to help while keeping it cost effective for the residents out there. Because there's plenty of people who are not going to be able to pay for this care.
Of course, yeah.
All right. So I guess it will be helpful if I go about explaining the types of costs.
Yes, please.
Good idea.
And we see the changes coming through. So I explain the cost by breaking it up in two pieces. One is the accommodation. This is where you secure your room. Now, you pay for your room by making this refundable accommodation deposit. As the name suggests, you're going to get that back, or the estate receives that back.
Yes.
Now, previously, there was a cap of $550,000. It's now increased to $750,000.
So what does that mean? That means that the estate could get more back, or?
Oh, no. So whatever you pay, that's refunded out to you. Okay.
But does everyone have to pay that refundable deposit? What are the rules there?
Fair enough. So to start off with, while this is the maximized legislated amount, care facilities can actually apply to have an even higher amount charged, and it can go up to $1.5 or $2 million.
Wow.
But as you said, for the people who don't have the means, if you've got under, and this is a rough estimate, generalization, there's other factors that come in, but generally people who have or don't have a home or have someone living in their home and have assets under $200,000, they are deemed as being low means.
Right.
And if you're deemed as low means, you don't have to pay for that accommodation. Okay. So that's a key part for
I
people.
think that's comforting for a lot of us.
Yeah. And, okay, so let's assume whether you've paid the fee or you're in that low means category, then there are other fees and costs associated with aged care, aren't there?
Absolutely.
Like it's not, like the flagfall that goes down, but then there are other costs.
Exactly.
For your journey.
Yeah. Before I come to that, let me just touch on some of the changes with this RAD, or the refundable accommodation. So firstly, whatever deposit you'd put in, you'd get the same amount back to the estate. Now, facilities are able to keep 2% per annum up to a maximum of 10%. So imagine somebody paying a $750,000 deposit. Over a period of 5 years, they would incur an additional cost of $75,000, up to $75,000. Okay. So once you've got the accommodation part sorted, you now start paying for care. Now, akin to the daily cost of living, you're paying for your food, your clothing, your linen, your washing, etc. They charge a basic daily care fee. Everyone pays for this, and it's roughly about $26,000 a year. Now, to give you an idea of this fee when you first hear, $26,000, this is up to 85% of the single full age pension.
Right.
Okay, so yes, it does sound like a big amount, but it is fairly reasonable to pay for your food, utilities and the likes. Now, similar to the RAD, if you don't have the means, if you have the means, you're expected to contribute more towards this cost of living. And I generally categorize it as the means tested fee. That's the old name. It's had a revamp. It's day one, so forgive me if I can't remember the name, but it's some NCCC. It's non-clinical care.
They will have given it a name that sounds less threatening.
That's right, and an acronym.
Yes.
So I'm just getting used to the last set of changes, which was 10 years ago. But what happens here is you are charged up to, say, $36,000 a year. There's a lifetime cap of $130,000. That's increased significantly from a cap of $85,000 we had before. Additionally, though, there's some, I guess, silver lining here, that the facility is only going to be able to charge this fee for a maximum of 4 years.
Right.
So after 4 years, whether you've reached the cap or haven't reached the cap, you're not going to have to pay that. So it helps families with a bit of planning.
Now, we're almost out of time, unfortunately, Adrian, but I want to flag with our listeners, you're actually doing a free webinar on this coming Thursday, and bgprivate.com.au, you can register for that. In terms of, people, the financial elements of this and the financial planning, this is, do many people come to you, that haven't actually really thought about this? They don't realise the costs involved, and, how often does that happen? Do you get people looking across the desk at you going, "What?"
Yeah, that's definitely the case. We work in a bigger accounting firm, and we get lots of clients coming in. Obviously, the first time people hear about it is when their parents are going. You might have a brother and sister assisting, and then suddenly they're finding themselves out of order, requiring some help. You go to a facility, and they'll discuss the cost with you. Then they'll give you a booklet, and then you think, let me go onto the aged care website, which is the government-led website. Plenty of information, but most of it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
So speaking to someone who's dealing with the fees day in and day out, and that could be someone like a financial services officer at Centrelink who specializes in aged care, will help you go through it. They won't touch on things. I know I don't touch on things that don't affect them. I'm like, that's a cost, but don't worry about it. It doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So keeping it concise, giving them rough numbers certainly helps with providing that peace of mind that, yes, we can afford it. Yes, mum and dad can stay in the family home. It doesn't need to be sold while the other goes into care.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. Adrian, did you have one more question for you?
Look, I just wanted to thank Adrian because I think that's really that was some really comforting information, and obviously, you know, many of us are going through that, whether it's with aged parents or facing getting older ourselves, which hopefully will happen to us all for a long time yet. That we'll continue to get older because the other option is not so great. But yeah, Adrian, I think that was really great information, and obviously the webinar will provide us with more information as well.
And you know, if people can't pay that refundable deposit, there is also the ability to pay a daily fee, isn't there?
That's correct. Yes.
So that's important.
And sometimes you can't afford that.
Yeah.
So I think don't get caught up on that. There are rooms, there are incentives provided by the government for providers to actually offer rooms for people who don't have the means.
Great.
Yeah, so regardless of your means, we can, you know, you can be looked after going into your aged years.
Thanks so much, Adrian, for coming in and shining a little bit of a light into that place, that bit of a mystery to all of us. As I said, BG Private, they've got a seminar on Thursday. Go to the website, register for it. Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks, Fiona.
Thanks, Adrian.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
You are on Saturday Magazine, Joy 94.9. When we come back, Paul Gover, motoring, well, let's call him expert. He'll be with us to talk the EV show in Sydney. Stay with us.
Thanks for listening to another Joy podcast brought to you by Australia's LGBTQIA+ community media organisation, Joy. Help keep Joy on air. Head to joy.org.au. Joy, a diverse sound for a diverse community.